Premier Edition IFTIIAA Publication F of Chancellor TE Broadcasting RMKUD Accompagnant Jock Radio. The night was never so good. The Art Bell phenomenon is part of a 1990s megatrend. Talk radio's emergence as a major and trusted information source. T is almost 11 p.m. Pacific Time, and millions of Americans are quietly experiencing a slight pre-ignition head rush in anticipation of this evening's edition of Coast to Coast AM with Art Bell. Ironically, the nation's largest and fastest growing nighttime talk radio program does not originate in New York, Los Angeles, or Chicago as one might expect. It comes, and fittingly so, from the high desert, or to be precise, from the state-of-the-art broadcast studio in Art Bell's home in rural Nevada. The splendid solitude of the Nevada desert turns out to be the perfect home base for Art's nightly electronic explorations of reality via talk radio. Inside the studio, a highly focused Art Bell locks the doors, adjusts the overhead lighting down low, and takes his meter readings. After carefully donning his combination earphone/microphone, the kind sportscasters use, so that he can look around the room and never go off mic, he meticulously spreads out all his papers and news clippings on the table in front of him, does an audio check and reviews the night's commercials. Through the window he glances for a long second at the otherworldly desert landscape and clear night sky. As the current program ends, Art brings up the fader and goes over to the news, then to a commercial break. It's time. He pushes the button that starts the pulse-quickening electronic music that introduces his show. Welcome to Coast AM. I'm Art Bell, and this morning there's a lot of news to talk about. Network January 1995. From the high desert and the great American Southwest, I bid you good morning. The show is airborne immediately. Welcome to Coast AM. I'm Art Bell, and there's a lot of news to talk about. Picking up speed and altitude within 30 seconds, the show is cruising above the clouds. Hi, everybody, it's all night live talk radio, the very best of it, once again. Here we are. The air is becoming rarefied. It's going to be a good session, I can sense it. An estimated listening audience of around 3 million, Art Bell is a leader in the one segment of the electronic media that doesn't treat Americans as though they were in kindergarten. Indeed, for an increasingly large segment of society, talk radio has emerged as the chief source of uncensored, uncooked news and information. In stark contrast to most of the print and television news media, not to mention Hollywood and the rest of the popular culture, talk radio overwhelmingly champions the values, concerns, and best interests of the average, hard-working, tax-paying American. Ever since talk show hosts nationwide mobilized their audiences in 1989 to defeat the congressional pay raise, politicians and the media have feared the power of talk radio. The day after Rush Limbaugh told his listeners to call Congress and demand full disclosure on the check-bouncing scandal, Tom Foley caved in and agreed to name names. In fact, so great is the Washington cover story continued on page 15, W. I articulations after dark letters from listeners. Editor-in-Chief Art Bell, Editor David Kupelian, Art Director David B. Masters, Political Editor Robert R. Just Copy Editor Dorothy Baker, Business Manager Alan Corbett, Contributing Writers Art Bell, Alan Corbett, Production Digital Media Inc. To order After Dark, call 1-800-917-4 Art subscription, $29.95 per year. Send correspondence to Thank Goodness for Talk Radio. I have just received a giant envelope with so many kind and supportive letters and checks to my legal fund from your listeners who heard you and Todd Herman from KSBN in Spokane talk about helping me with my legal expenses. What a wonderful surprise it was. I've learned a lot about the media in the last 4 months, and frankly, I disagree with Bill Clinton. I think it's important that Americans have a chance to hear both sides of a story. Thank goodness for talk radio. Thank you so much for everything you are doing. With your help and that of your loyal listeners, I will have my day in court. After Dark C/O Chancellor Broadcasting, 744 East Pine Street, Central Point, Oregon 97502 Co. Art Bell's show lines, 1-800-618-8255, 702 727-1295 and 702 727 1222 fax, 702-727-8499 ordering line for Art Bell merchandise and tapes, 1-800-917-4 Art Postmaster, send address changes after dark to Chancellor Broadcasting for Co. 744 East Pine Street Central Point or 97502 for extra or back issues of After Dark, $3 per issue, or customer service problems, please write to AFTERDARK at the above address, or call 1-503-664-8829 Volume 1, Number 1, January, 1995. After Dark at 1994 is published monthly by Chancellor Broadcasting Company, 744 East Pine Street, Central Point, Oregon, 97502. All rights reserved. Photocopying, reproduction or quotation strictly prohibited without written permission from the publisher. Unsolicited material cannot be acknowledged or returned. Paula Jones, Alexandria, Virginia, Paula Jones Legal Fund, Washington, D.C. 20069, Hatred of the Religious Right. I have noted some common comments from callers regarding the religious right, Christian right, and right-wingers. A few observations. We have an Attorney General who feels justified in using military-level force on citizens at Waco. We have a Surgeon General who promotes the legalization of drugs. My wife and I have to explain to our kids why their friend Tommy was placed into foster care with a gay couple because he was being improperly homeschooled, a qualification under a 1991 San Francisco ordinance. We have a public school district, SFUSD, which has asked our children, under the guise of tolerance and understanding, to try homosexual behavior because it is just as valid a family behavior as any other. We have a president who, having avoided the draft and a national conflict with loathe for the military, now sends the military everywhere to be either the world's cop or White House waiters, depending on the situation at hand. We see a crime bill which results in the statutory creation of a national police force and the beginning disarmament of the populace, not the criminals. Despite all this, we see a rising hatred toward Christianity and claims of right-wing oppression while trying to create laws which permit all but persons of faith from participating in the political process. Note that only the family values-oriented organizations are under heavy criticism for even trying to participate. Where does this idea come from that all except Christians and Jews should be able to debate or participate in the political process? IITA Barron, San Francisco, California. Cold hard logic. Well, Art, I am convinced. I mean, look at the signs. Lisa Marie Presley married Michael Jackson. No baseball. No hockey. Pavo has converted to Christianity. And Yasser Arafat has received the Nobel Peace Prize. Yes, Art, the evidence is definitely there. Hell has frozen over. Bryn Marie McLaughlin, San Francisco, California. After Dark welcomes your comments and communications. Send letters to After Dark C/O Chancellor Broadcasting Co., 744 East Pine Street, Central Point, Oregon, 97502, or you may efface them to 503-664-8261. All letters should have the writer's name, address, and daytime telephone number. Letters may be edited for space and clarity. After Dark page 2 / from the high desert. For this and much more, I have my parents to thank. By Art Bed Sk Me how it feels to be writing an article for the premiere issue of my own newsletter. It feels just great. Of course, as a talk show host I've interviewed many people with their own newsletter, and now here I sit, preparing to launch After Dark. It's exciting, especially knowing how many of my listeners have been anticipating this first issue. There's so much going on in the world that needs to be talked about, and I look forward to your letters on the subject. But I must start with something that's very near to my heart, you might say at the core of my life. Even though a lot of my callers try to paint me as a right-wing radical, I believe my political views much more represent the great American middle, or at least, what the great American middle used to be. For this and much more, I have my parents to thank. Middle class, yes, but you could hardly say I came from a typical American family. My mom was a Marine that's right, drill instructor, and my dad is a Marine officer, now retired. The Marine motto, Semper Fidelis, always faithful, will give you some idea of how I grew up. My parents adhered faithfully to basic American values. Those values serve me well today. They guide me through every show I do on the radio and in all other aspects of my life. A becomes a defeated country. And yet, just pick up a newspaper and it's obvious that some of us are desperate to do something to halt this decline. For instance, in a small New Jersey town they recently passed a law against cussing in public. That these poor folks in their frustration even had to consider such a law is testimony to the lack of any basic values inculcated in our youth today. I don't need to tell you how many stories like this there are out there. You hear them on my show. It seems that every time we turn around there's something in the news that demonstrates America's descent into barbarism, and also reveals our paltry efforts to halt the plunge. The sad thing is that the high-tech media culture doesn't have much interest in putting the brakes on this descent. As you all know, in my home and studio I am immersed in the wonderful technology of the modern world, computers, fax, shortwave radio, satellite communications, modems, internet. I love it all. But our social evolution isn't keeping pace with our technology. And high-level technology, and I don't usually even mention this or preach to others. The only reason for saying it now is because the lack of these basic values in our young people today threatens our national existence more than Saddam Hussein, North Korea, or the rest of the America haters out there. It's amazing to me that so many Americans can't see a tragedy in the making. If our children are destroyed, we have no future. It's that simple. A dysfunctional youth becomes a dysfunctional citizenry. After dark. Page 3. The hands of a characterless people is like putting a match into the hands of a pyromaniac. You can expect that Rome will burn before long. Just imagine what the MTV crowd will do with virtual reality. A selfish and angry youth plugged into a like-minded popular culture is a clear and present danger to America that no army can be dispatched to fix. Editor's note: Art interviewed Russ Wagner on the frightening subject of virtual reality hypnosis on Coast to Coast AM. Look for an in-depth article on the subject coming up soon in After Dark. When Americans like former Vice President Dan Quayle speak up on the subject of family values, they are laughed at and ridiculed by a certain kind of American. These are the people who fear what they themselves never had: moral and ethical guidance. But listen carefully, for it's an LVOUS, quick laughter. We laugh at what we fear, right? The popular culture/media elite is full of this kind of American. Like spoiled, undisciplined children, they've gotten used to a false, me-oriented freedom. Art Bed continued on page 13, an After Dark investigation: how many firearms did the crime bill really ban? Media routinely parrot the government claim that the crime bill banned only 19 different semi-automatic firearms. Gun groups, on the other hand, consistently maintain that the number of outlawed weapons is closer to 180. Who is right? The Violent Crime Control and Law Enforcement Act of 1994, as it is called, states in section 110102, a, v, I, it shall be unlawful for a person to manufacture, transfer, or possess a semi-automatic assault weapon. It then lists the firearms to be banned. Section, a, v, 30. They are: a, any of the firearms, or copies, or duplicates of the firearms in any caliber, known as I, Norinco, Mitchell, and Poly Technologies Avtomat Kalashnikovs, all models. 2. Action Arms Israeli Military Industries Uzi and Galil, High, Beretta AR-70, SC-70. 4. Colt AR-15, V, Fabrique Nationale Fnifel FN/LAR, and FNC. 6. SWD-MI0, M11, M11/9, and M12. 7. Sterog. 8. INTRA Tech 9, Tech DC-9 and Tech 22, and 9. Revolving cylinder shotguns, such as or similar to, the Street Sweeper and Striker 12. That makes 19. So the media are right. Right? Wrong. The media neglect to mention that there are 3 more paragraphs in the legislation that define vast numbers of additional firearms that are also banned. B. A semi-automatic rifle that has an ability to accept a detachable magazine and has at least 2 of I. A folding or telescoping stock. 2. A pistol grip that protrudes conspicuously beneath the action of the weapon. Hi. A bayonet mount. 4. A flash suppressor or threaded barrel designed to accommodate a flash suppressor, and V. A grenade launcher. C. A semi-automatic pistol that has an ability to accept a detachable magazine and has at least 2. The media neglect to mention that there are 3 more paragraphs in the legislation that define vast numbers of additional firearms that are also banned. Of I. An ammunition magazine that attaches to the pistol outside of the pistol grip. 2. A threaded barrel capable of accepting a barrel extender, flash suppressor, forward hand grip or silencer. 2. A shroud that is attached to, or partially or completely encircles, the barrel and that permits the shooter to hold the firearm with the non-trigger hand without being burned. 4. A manufactured weight of 50 ounces or more when the pistol is unloaded, and V. A semi-automatic version of an automatic firearm, and D. A semi-automatic shotgun that has at least 2 of I. A folding or telescoping stock. 2. A pistol grip that protrudes conspicuously beneath the action of the weapon. Hi. A fixed magazine capacity in excess of 5 rounds, and 4. An ability to accept a detachable magazine. This mix and match approach to defining the bad guns means that there can be no definitive list of banned weapons. After all, after dark page 4, since so many of the criteria defining assault weapons are cosmetic, bayonet lugs, flash suppressors, etc., some weapons could be modified so as to remove them from the definition of banned assault weapons. Or modified in such a way that would add them to the list. Nevertheless, the following list, page 5, compiled by U.S. Senator Larry Craig, R. Idaho, through a series of written inquiries to the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, is the most authoritative one we could find for our readers. It contains 183 different firearms that, by the BATF's own admission, are now banned from manufacture, possession, or transfer in the U.S. ban on large-capacity ammunition feeding devices. The legislation also makes it unlawful to transfer or possess a large-capacity ammunition feeding device, which is defined as a magazine, belt, drum, feed strip, or similar device manufactured after the date of enactment of the Violent Crime Control and Law Enforcement Act of 1994 that has a capacity of, or that can be readily restored or converted to accept, more than 10 rounds of ammunition. .22 caliber accepted, grandfather clause for current owners. According to the crime bill, semi-automatic firearms that were in circulation before the bill was signed into law by President Clinton on September 13, 1994 are grandfathered in, which is to say, legal to own or sell. 2. Paragraph 1. Shall not apply to the possession or transfer of any semi-automatic assault weapon otherwise lawfully possessed under federal law on the date of the enactment of this subsection. Of course, Congress could remove the grandfather clause at any time. Ban_ed by the crime bill. M-Arms AR-9 semi-automatic, M-Arms AP-9 pistol rifle, AMT Lightning 25 rifle, A09 assault piston, American Arms AKY-39 rifle, American Arms AKF-39 rifle, American Arms Spectre pistol, American 180 Anschutz Deluxe Model 520/61 AR-10 semi-auto rifle, Argentine Fals Armalite AR-180 Sporter carbine, Arms Corp Model 1600, Arms Corp Model AK-22, Arms Corp Model M14 semi-auto rifle, Australian Automatic Arms SAR, Australian Automatic Arms SAC, Australian Automatic Arms SAP, Australian Automatic Arms SP Hunting Rifle Australian L1A1 FAL Auto Ordnance Thompson Model 1927 Carbine S Auto Ordnance Model 1927 A3 Auto Ordnance Model 1927 A5 Pistol Barrett Light 50 Benelli M1 Super 90 Defense Shotgun Benelli M3 Super 90 Shotgun Beretta AR-70 Sporter Beretta SC-70 Carbine Bushmaster Auto Rifle Bushmaster Auto Pistol Calico Model 100 Pistol Calico Model 900 Carbine Calico Model 951 Tactical Carbine Calico M100 Carbine Calico Model 11-0 Pistol Calico Model M950 Pistol Setma Rifle Clayco Axe Rifle Claridge High-Tech Pistol, all models, Cobra M11 Cobra M11/9 Cobra 9mm Carbine Cobra M12 Colt AR-15 Colt AR-15A2 Colt AR-15A2 H-Bar Colt AR-15A2 Delta H-Bar Colt Match Delta H-Bar Colt Sporter Rifle, all variations, D-Max Auto Pistol Daewoo AR-11 OC Daewoo AR-100 Dumro Tax 1 Carbine Dumro XF7 Carbine Eagle Arms EA-15 EA-15 Action Master Auto Rifle E1 Carbine E2 Carbine E2 H-Bar Eagle Arms EA-15 Golden Eagle Auto Rifle Egyptian Maadi Thumbhold AKM EMF AP-74 Incom MK4 FAMAS Semi-Auto Rifle Feather at 9 Carbine Feather at 22 Feather Mini at Feather SAR 180 Carbine Federal Model XC220 Federal XC900 Piston Federal SC450 Piston Federal Ordnance M014 Rifle FNC FNG Series Falfenlar Competition Auto FNLAR Heavy Barrel .308 Match FNLAR Paratrooper Model 50-64 FNLAR Model 50-63 Franchi Law 12 Shotgun Franchi Spas 12 Shotgun Galil Galil Arm Galil Sniper Rifle Galil Sporter Ganaz High-Tech Carbine Ganaz High-Tech Long Pistol Grendel P31 Pistol Grendel R31 Auto Carbine Heckler & Koch PSG-1 Marksman Rifle Heckler & Koch 91 Heckler & Koch 93 Heckler & Koch 94 Heckler & Koch SP89 Pistol Holmes MP22 Holmes MP38 Holmes MP83 INTRA Tech Scorpion INTRA Tech 9 INTRA Tech DC9 INTRA Tech 22 Israeli Fals Ivor Johnson Enforcer Model 3000 Auto Ivor Johnson PM30 HB Carbine Ivor Johnson M1 Carbine, W/folding stock and bayonet lug, Casnar SA85M AKM Casnar SA85M Thumbola AKM Mac 10 Semi-Auto Mac 11 Semi-Auto Micro Uzi Pistol Mini Uzi Pistol Mitchell AKM Mitchell AK-22 Mitchell Galil/22 Norinco RPK Rifle Norinco Type 81S Rifle Norinco Type 81 MGS Rifle Norinco Type 84s AK Norinco Type 80 SIXS Bullpup AK Rifle Norinco Type 86 S7 Rifle Norinco Type 88 SB Rifle Olympic Arms Car 9 Olympic Arms Car 15 Olympic Arms Car 40 Olympic Arms Car 45 Olympic Arms Car 31-0 Olympic Arms K4 AR-15 Rifle Partisan Avenger Polytechnologies AK-47/S Polytechnologies Axe 762 Polytechnologies Axe 762 Down Folder Polytechnologies Axe 762 Side Folder Polytechnologies M14/S Polytechnologies RPKS 74 Assault Rifle Ruger Mini 14/5 Ruger Mini 14 with folding stock Scarab Scorpion Pistol SIG AMT SIG PE57 SIG SG 550-2 SP Rifle SIG SG 550-2 SP Carbine Smith Enterprises M14 Semi-Auto Rifle Spectre Carbine Spectre DO Pistol Springfield Armory SAR 3 Springfield Armory SAR 48 Standard Springfield Armory SAR 48 Bush Rifle Springfield Armory SAR 48 Heavy Barrel Springfield Armory SAR 48 Para Springfield Armory SAR 4800 Springfield Armory M1A Super Match Springfield Armory M1A A1 Bush Rifle Springfield Armory BM59 Italian Model Springfield Armory BM59 Alpine Model Springfield Armory BM59 Alpine Paratrooper Model Springfield Armory BM59 Nigerian MKIV Model Springfield Armory M21 Sniper Fire Sterling Carbine Steyr AUG SA Mitchell Heavy Barrel AKM Mitchell Moss 22 Mitchell M16 22 Street Sweeper Shotgun Striker 12 SE 12 Shotgun SVD Tiger Sniper Rifle Universal 100 Carbine USAS 12 Auto Uzi Pistol Uzi Carbine Valmet M62/S Rifle Valmet M71/S Rifle Valmet M76 Standard Rifle Valmet M78 Rifle Mitchell M76 Counter Sniper Rifle M1 Carbine W/Folding Stock, all kinds. Norinco Mac 90 Rifle Valmet M82 Bullpup Rifle Weaver Arms Nighthawk Wilkinson Linda Pistol Norinco Mac 91 Legend Rifle Norinco Officers 9 Carbine Wilkinson Terry Carbine XM231S Semi-Auto Pistol After Dark Page 5 After Dark Pre-5E, D. Eamland In Depth Explorations of Subjects and Guests feature JT5 report on Art Bell's weekly Richard Hoagland's Moon Mission the radio program Dreamland shot at different angles and lighting, and using different technology did NASA discover massive artificially created structures on the geese all converge on the same objects. And the objects we are moon and then pretend it never happened. Seeing in these photos appear to not the real moon be very large, very geometric, very by David Kupuen for several years Hoagland's artificial, and indicative of a very independent investigative team ancient, widespread, and long has rigorously studied the Thou 1 O.J. Art Bell's most popular vanished alien civilization that guests has been Richard Sands of photographic images built vast engineering structures Hoagland Hormer science brought back by the various moon on the moon and then abandoned advisor to Walter Cronkite and missions the Rangers in 1964, them so long ago that life on are the lunar orbiters in 66 to 67, the expert on the Moon and Mars planet was probably no more than Hoagland's contentions that surveyors in 66, and finally the single-celled organisms when all NASA photographs reveal some manned Apollo missions begin this occurred astonishing, artificially created Ning in 69. Using the very latest incredible as such a prospect structures on the Moon's Su-1 face seems, Hoagland is attracting and have captured the imagination OJ ever-increasing number of Cyanards listening audience Jorquitists to participate in his investa some time. Recently, however, Gashans. The evidence that some OJ the television networks Hoagland has brought to light and even Hollywood have been may assail one's sensibilities knocking on Hoagland's door. Because of its magnitude and Arda what's all the commotion about? Official implication, says Dr. Bruce Letschind. Comet, a New Jersey geologist and paleontologist. But it cannot 1969, the moon, jubilant be dismissed or ignored. It is there and it must be explained. American astronauts, bouncing, the moon photos in this article and skipping merrily along the are accompanied by Dr. Cornett's near weightless lunar surface, analysis OJ what they depict, kick boulders and quote Genesis what sort of evidence. For to an adoring population back on the tower represents an enigma of Earth. The world watches in awe starters, how about some large the highest magnitude, because it rises more than the fulfillment of President glass or crystalline structures 5 miles above the surface of the moon, and has extending literally miles above the Kennedy's dream of sending been photographed from 5 different angles and 2 moon? Such images, says Americans to the moon and bring different altitudes. The top of the tower has a very ordered cubic geometry, and appears to be composed Hoagland, cannot be attributed to them back alive of regular cubes, similar in size, joined together to atmospheric or geologic phenom but after all the euphoria, what form a very large cube with an estimated width of ENA, as they would be on Earth. Over 1 mile. Dr. Bruce Cornett did we actually find there? Not the moon has no air, clouds, much that we didn't already water, hazes, rainbows, active computer enhancement photo expect. Mysterious, desert-like geology, or volcanoes. Nothing is technology on these 30-year-old landscapes with craters and rock going on, as NASA's analysis of images, Hoagland believes he has formations, great flat plains and recovered moon rock proves. And mountain ranges, all set against a unearthed something which, if yet, says Hoagland, we see true, will certainly rate as one of permanently black lunar sky. In other words, a cold, dead hunk of spires of intensely scattering the most startling and profound rock. Crystalline material like glass. 7. Discoveries of the 20th century. 8,910 miles above the moon. That is the moon that NASA's certain moon photos, says there's more. Hoagland and his Hoagland taken from different has given the American people, missions at different times of day, peers believe that the moon may says Richard Hoagland. But it is after dark. Page 6 have been host to several city complexes constructed under a huge glass dome. But the condition of these structures is very poor today, postulates Hoagland, due to eons of constant meteoric bombardment. He points to a striking similarity between photos of what he believes is an ancient ruined moon city, and the city of Dresden after its bombing destruction during World War. Hoagland presented this and much more evidence in a stunning 4-hour multimedia presentation at Ohio State University last June. Ever since, support for Hoagland's research and his conclusions has increased dramatically. Each time he repeats his presentation around the country, says Hoagland, more aerospace insiders quietly offer their help. All of the technically proficient people who have actually sat through the 4 hours and have seen the data are absolutely blown away, says Hoagland, because it is obvious to their trained eye that something is radically wrong. The obvious question, if Richard Hoagland's contentions are true, then NASA has been keeping some ultra-important secrets from the American public for decades. Some people within NASA, Hoagland wrote to President Clinton earlier this year, have apparently known about and deliberately suppressed this robust evidence for more than 30 years. There are, in fact, a number of what appear to be glaring inconsistencies on NASA's part, which Hoagland's organization regards as evidence of a cover-up. For instance, referring to what Hoagland considers perhaps the single most important photographic image making his case, the city complex near Yukert, reproduced on page 9, Dr. Comet says, photograph ACI 032-4822 in NASA catalog SP232 is blacked out, along with several other photographs. When we ordered it, the image was of high end and the objects we are seeing in these photos appear to be very large, very geometric, very artificial, and indicative of a very ancient, widespread, and long vanished alien civilization. The shard is an obvious structure which rises above the moon's surface by more than a millim. No known natural process can explain such a structure. Monly crystal facets and glass can reflect that much light. Polished metallic surfaces are unnatural. Single crystals the size of city blocks are currently unknown. I concur with Hoagland that the shard may be a highly eroded remnant of some sort of artificial structure made of glass-like materia. Dr. Bruce Cornett quality, contrary to what was implied by its being blacked out in the catalog. I agree with Hoagland that someone or some group within NASA deliberately concealed this picture in the catalog because of its content, and that this area may contain one of several city complexes that were built under an enormous glass dome within Sinus Medii. The implications of such massive structures on the moon, adds Cornett, if verified by an open and honest visit by astronauts to the moon, would cause man to rethink many ideas and to question many beliefs about other intelligent life in the universe. Clearly, such structures are well beyond our current technologies and rank with the pyramids and Sphinx on Earth, and with the Cydonia complex and its humanoid face on Mars, as major mysteries of our solar system. About 36 scientists and several thousand interested After Dark. Page 7 lay people converged last September on Cody, Wyoming for a 4-day symposium, organized by Hoagland, on these and other investigations. Since then, Hoagland has been approached by TV networks including CNN and ITV, not to mention 3 Hollywood producers. He is planning a national press conference soon to present his evidence to the world. And most importantly, he hopes soon to announce the undertaking of a privately funded, unmanned robotic mission to the moon to take close-up photos of the structures he is sure are there. Only then will Richard Hoagland be able to reveal, for once and for all, what he believes to be the real moon. After all, Hoagland asks, haven't you ever wondered, in the quarter century since Apollo 10 went to the moon, why we haven't been back? See interview on next page for more. An After Dark conversation with Richard Hoagland. Richard C. Hoagland is former science consultant to Walter Cronkite, CBS News, Cable News Network, NASA, and author of The Monuments of Mars. At NASA's request, he has repeatedly presented his continuing Mars findings regarding the Cydonean region of Mars to thousands of NASA engineers and scientists at the Goddard Space Flight Center and Lewis Research Center. In February 1992, he presented his team's results regarding Cydonia in an invited address to delegates and staff at the UN. In addition, he has recently presented at Ohio State University, and subsequently at other universities, his in-depth presentation on the findings on the Moon. Q. How has the response been to your most recent appearance on Art Ben's program? A. Overwhelming. I spoke in Los Angeles a couple of days later, and I think half of California called for information. People connected with NASA and Los Alamos, doing work on lunar bases, called and faxed us asking for data after hearing about our work on the Art Bell Show. Q. WHED when you hold your EOD press conference? A. I hope sometime before Christmas. Here's our strategy: we put forth our findings in an academic setting, at Ohio State University on June 2, 1994. Since then there has been a firestorm of discussion. On the computer networks, for instance America Online, Prodigy people are downloading the images, doing the computer enhancements, and are finding the same things we are. With the help of Art and other friends in the media, a wider circle of scientists is finding out about it. This data will continue to circulate in a larger and larger spiral, until we have a critical mass of scientists who have had time to look at it. And then we will call a press conference. Q. Ultimately the only conclusive way to resolve the issue would be through another Mudmisiad. Correct? A. Yes, and I would like to announce at this press conference the commitment of money to actually do a private, unmanned robotic mission back to the Moon. See sidebar on next page. This would be the greatest single spur to a renaissance of the exploration and development of the resources of the solar system, and its concomitant economic benefits to the world, that we have seen for the last 40 years. Q. How feasible is such a private mission, technically and financially? A. Very. I think we could do it within 18 months. We're talking about going to the Moon for maybe $40 million, about the cost of one Schwarzenegger film, and look what the payoff would be. There is no way you can lose on this. Q. Actually. True Lies cost more like $125 million. A. Right, so we should be able to do it for about a third of that. Universal spent $40 million on the Back to the Future ride, which doesn't go anywhere. So we are talking about something the private sector could easily do. And we are currently putting our hands on the right expertise to make it happen. 215. The possible discovery of artifacts on the Moon, Mars, or Venus, and then goes on to discuss the possible need to cover them up, based on potential social dislocation and disintegration. We think NASA didn't want to be responsible for the demise of civilization, and have been sitting on this data for over 30 years. Q. Was there concern that FIDDIDG evidence of extraterrestrial life would undermine people's religious views? A. Among other things. They also talk about cultures that have had to pay the price for this kind of shocking information in changes in behavior and attitudes. Q. Is that your explanation for why the astronauts have kept quiet? If indeed they saw the artifacts and structures you describe? A. Yes. With the exception of Harrison Schmitt, the geologist on Apollo 17, the last mission to the Moon in December '72, the astronauts were all military officers. As such they were sworn to follow orders. If they were told, as I think they were told, look, if you guys tell the world what you have really found, you will destroy civilization, then they were all under threat of court-martial to lie. Q. Why? ID your opinion. Did the government tell the American people about these structures when they first discovered them decades ago? A. Brookings. The Brookings Institution produced an official study, commissioned by NASA right after NASA's founding, in Q. How could NASA it say you? Which these academic experts were asked to forecast what NASA those ODTHE ground possibly should do, What directions to conceal something so monumental? Explore, and to gauge the probe, when you're dealing with BLE impact on society. One section is called Implications for the Something on the Moon, the pipeline for getting that informa discovery of extraterrestrial intelligence. It forecasts, on page and back to the rest of society is after dark page 8. The City complex near Yukert. The image shows features near Yukert crater that defy conventional explanation. A linear dome-shaped hill runs diagonally across the photograph. To the north of that hill a large area exists with regularly aligned rows of structure. Upon further magnification some of the rectangular structures take on a form like buildings and skyscrapers. The whole area resembles what one might expect for a city the size of Los Angeles that had been abandoned and left to decay for centuries. Dr. Bruce Cornett so slender that you can cut it off very easily. Most of NASA doesn't even imagine that anybody would do such a thing. After all, the institution is founded on honesty and openness. If there are a few rats in the fold who will fake photographs, alter catalogs, manipulate data, and hide the real film, the rest of the system isn't even set up to catch them. Incidentally, since I did Art's show, I have now identified 4 separate versions of 4822, photo above, one of the keyframes. Also, in the last month they have jacked up the cost of obtaining this data by 800%. TLQ, your contentions about artificial structures on the moon are ultimately proven correct. What would you expect to be the true impact oil? Today's world? A. It comes down to a matter of faith in human beings. If you believe that human beings are sheep to be led, manipulated, dictated to, managed, and carefully controlled, that they cannot handle decisions responsibly, then you will reach one set of conclusions. If you're a Jeffersonian type, like I am, who really believes that the Constitution was a stunning document based on the best in human nature, and that every time there is a crisis and we level with the American people, that they will rise to the occasion, you'll reach very different conclusions. I'm betting on the latter. If we're right and there are structures on the moon, then they were built by someone. There is strong evidence now that, when you get below the surface with its destruction and damage, at some level there should be pristine or very well preserved things below the surface, including possible archives or libraries or computers or something like that. There would be such amazing technical and scientific information in those archives, in whatever form they're stored, that they would literally transform this planet. They would allow us to do things that at the moment are impossible from a technical and engineering point of view. It is absolutely imperative that we find out if that information exists right next door, and then apply it, as Neil Armstrong says, for the benefit of all mankind. That is what has been impeded by 30 years of demonstrable deception. To find out more, order your own audio cassette copy of Art Bell's entire interview with Richard Hoagland, 3 tapes, program number 94071 OD, for only $19.50 postpaid. For Visa and MasterCard orders call 1-800-917-4ART. Or mail your check or money order to Chancellor Broadcasting Co., 744 East Pine Street, Central Point, Oregon, 97502. To order a videotaped copy of Richard Hoagland's presentation, Ohio State University. Call 1-800-424-0031. Richard C. Hoagland can be reached at The Mars Mission, 122 Dodd Street, Weehawken, New Jersey, 07087. His fax is 201-271-1703. After Dark page 9. Juno Ancho 11 IJ, EKINY Ken. KFARKJJZKVOKKSWDKLAMWYDEWVNNKJMKDOKFYIKTUCKOGOKNWZ800 where you can find Coast to Coast AM and Dreamland 550 pickup art on your way home 660 Fairbanks 101. Kodiak 5660 Kodiak 950 Seward 1450 Cordova 850 Bininjay, Ham 770 Huntsville 1240 Globe 1230 Safford 910 Phoenix 1400 Tucson 600 San Diego, 1270 Palm Spring SKNWZ 106. Yucca Valley Santa Barbara K.QSB 990 Bakersfield KNZR 1560 KSMA 1240 Santa Maria KPRL 1230 Paso Robles Fresno KMJ 580 Merced KYOS 1480 KSRO 1350 Santa Rosa KSTE 650 Sacramento KPAY 1060 Chico KPCO 1370 Quincy 1400 KMS Redinjay. Denver KNUS 710 St. Aoy, Austin KFOY 1240 Leesville J. KQBQ 1410 730 WWTK Spring J. WALG 1590 Albany KDUN 550 Gainesville Dalton KLSQ 1430 Honolulu KHVH 830 Clay 1480 Ottumwa Boise Quito 630 KOFE 1240 St. Mary's Rockford WNTA 1150 WCMY 1430 Ottawa 102. Peru WTAZ 102. Morton WKTW 93. Champaign, NWMAY 970 Spring J, Field WJPF 1340 Heron KFLL 1330 Wichita KSOK 1280 Arkansas City KSCB 1270 Liberal KSAL 1150 Salina WLXG 1300 Lexington J, Ton Russellville WRUS 610 Owensboro WOMI 1490 New Orleans WQUE 1280 Northampton WHMP 1400 Sault Ste. Marie WKNW 1400 WKBZ 850 Muskeg, on WFNT 1470 Flint WWWI 1270 Brainerd Winona KWNO 1230 KNSI 1450 St. Cloud radio stations that carry CAC MNMO MO 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 MS MT 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 NC 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 NE 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 NH NM NM NV NV New York OOOK or PA. PAPAPAPASCSCSCSCSCSDTNTNTXTXUT Duluth St. Louis Columbia Kansas City Cape Girardeau Greenville B1 S Missoula Helena Bozeman Chapel Hill Key Varon Fayetteville Southern PNs Jacksonville Lincoln Omaha Scottsbluff Manchester Albuquerque Roswell Las Vegas Reno Utica Youngstown Mansfield Springfield Oklahoma City Portland Eugene Baker City La Grande Tillamook Coos Bay Medford Klamath Falls Allentown Bedford Erie Oil City Beaver Falls Phillipsburg Spartanburg Greenville Columbia Sumter Charleston Sioux Falls Jackson Memphis Murfreesboro San Antonio El Paso Salt Lake City WEBC 560 KSD 550 KFRU 1400 KCMO 810 KZIN 960 WGVM 1260 Lily LG 910 KGVO 1290 KLCY 930 * KCAP 1340 30 kmms 1450 WCHL 1360 WCRY 990 WFNC 640 Weeb 990 WLAS 910 CLIN 1400 KKAR 1290 Colt 1320 WGIR 610 KHTL 920 KBIM 910 KDWN 720 KOH 780 WIBX 610 WKBN 570 WMAN 1400 WBLY 1600 WKY 930 KEX 1190 KPNW 1120 KBKR 1490 KLBM 1450 KBMD 1590 KRSR 106 KOPE 103 KAGO 1150 KAEB 790 WAYC 1310 WFLP 1330 WOYL 1340 WBVP 1230 WPHB 1260 Word 910 WFBC 1330 WVOC 560 WSSC 1340 WTMZ 1250 KSOO 1140 WTJS 1390 WMC 790 WGNS 1450 WOAI 1200 KTSM 1380 KCNR 1320 After Dark page 10 programs as 08 equals underscore 12 dash 1 dash 94 Blanding Cedar City Burlington Brattleboro Bellingham Seattle Wenatchee Moses Lake Yakima Pullman Spokane Tri-Cities Goldendale Kenosha Fond du Lac West Bend Stevens Point La Crosse Janesville Green River Cuda KSUB WVMT WKVT KGM IKV IKP KBSN KUDI KKGA Kona KLC KWLIP KFIZ WBKV WSPO WIZM WCLO KUGR 790 590 620 1490 795 70 560 1470 980 650 1510 610 1400 1050 1450 1470 1010 1410 1230 1490 Dreamland only affiliate update. This column will keep you informed as to what is going on throughout our family of affiliate stations. You will be able to find out what new stations are coming online with CBC programming and what hours they are broadcasting. Also, each month we will be asking for your help in cities we are pursuing. To that end, let us first thank everyone who has helped in the past by writing letters to their local talk stations to encourage them to take art. As many of you know, when calling stations to ask them to carry Art Bell, the message can get lost en route to the decision makers. Therefore we ask that you write instead. Your letters can make all the difference. If you don't live in the broadcast areas of the following stations, perhaps you have friends or relatives that can help. Thanks. Wham! 207 Midtown Plaza Rochester, New York 14604 WIOD, 1401 North Bay Causeway Miami, FL 33141 KTRK, 510 Lovett Boulevard Houston, Texas 77006 Waco, 625 2nd Ave South, Minneapolis, MN 55422 WGAN, 420 Western Ave South Portland, ME 04106 KBIS, 2400 Cottondale Lane Little Rock, AR 72202. II Coast Program to Coast AM with Art Bell UV JJPM.4 AM PST Monday. Guest and topic date Dreamland with Art Friday hours 93061930904C931008C940103C940415C940422C940502C940506 C940511 C940520 CAI Belakai / Philadelphia Experiment June 19, 93 5 hours John Lear, UFO September 4, 93 5 hours Annual Ghost Show October 30, 93 5 hours Linda Thompson / Waco I November 23, 93 3 hours Richard Hoagland / Mars Observer December 8, 93 4 hours Linda Thompson / Waco 2 January 8, 94 5 hours AI Belak 11 / Philadelphia Experiment 03 / 12 / 94 4 hours Linda Thompson / Waco 3 March 18, 94 5 hours Charles Duke / Sovereignty Measure 04 / 08 / 94 2 hours Lori Itoe / Prophesize and New Age April 15, 94 3 hours L Thompson and Agent X / Waco 4 April 27, 94 5 hours Mark McCandlish / UFOs April 29, 94 5 hours L Thompson / Waco V, Revolution, May 2, 94 2 hours Ron Engelman / Waco May 6, 94 3 hours Wally Kennett / Branch Davidian May 11, 94 3 hours David Aikman / Revolution OS / 20 / 94 3 hours 940527 C940607 C940608 C940610 C940623 C940624 C940630 C940715 C950718 C940831 C940902 C940907 C940909 C Preston Nichols / Montauk Project OS / 27 / 94 Richard Hoagland / Mars June 7, 94 Vance Davis GI / Ouija Predictions June 8, 94 Sean Morton / Predictions June 10, 94 Sheriff Arpaio / Citizens Posse June 23, 94 Kevin Randall / UFO Crash at Roswell 06 / 24 / 94 Larry Nichols / Clinton Chronicles June 30, 94 Robert Pappalardo / Jupiter Collision July 15, 94 Richard Hoagland / Jupiter Collision July 18, 94 Dan McAlvany / Being Prepared August 31, 94 John Lear / UFO September 2, 94 Larry Pratt / Gun Owners of America September 7, 94 Don Schmidt / The Truth About Roswell 09 / 94 3 hours 5 hours 2 hours 5 hours 2 hours 2 hours 2 hours 3 hours 5 hours 3 hours 5 hours 2 hours 2 hours 940912 C940913 C941003 C941005 C Russ Wagner / Virtual Reality September 12, 94 Dr. Ducheberg / HIV Not Koshov AIDS 09 / 13 / 94 J Wilkerson, J Vasquez / KGTV, UFO 10/03 /94 Wendy Dachau / Alien Abductee October 5, 94 2 hours 3 hours 2 hours 1 hour Live 7 p.m. Cost $25 $26.50 $26.50 $19.50 $25.50 $26.50 $25.50 $26.50 $13.50 $19.50 $26.50 $26.50 $13.50 $19.50 $19.50 $19.50 $19.50 $26.50 $13.50 $26.50 $13.50 $13.50 $19.50 $26.50 $19.50 $26.50 $13.50 $13.50 $13.50 $19.50 $13.50 $7.50 Program Belgio PM PST Sundays guest and topic date hours cost 940227 Raymond Moody February 27, 94 3 hours $19.50 940306 Linda Howe March 6, 94 3 hours $19.50 940313 Professor McDaniels March 13, 94 3 hours $19.50 940320 Michael Linderman March 20, 94 3 hours $19.50 940327 Dr. Richard Goldberg March 27, 94 3 hours $19.50 940403 Bud Hopkins /Alien Abductions April 3, 94 3 hours $19.50 940410 Stalker Hunt /Ouija Board April 10, 94 3 hours $19.50 940417 Mark McCandlish April 17, 94 3 hours $19.50 940424 Richard Hoagland April 24, 94 3 hours $19.50 May 1, 94 3 hours $19.50 940,501 Phil Class and Stone Friedman 940508 John Ronner Guardian Angels May 8, 94 3 hours $19.50 940515 Mike Rigby Near Death Experience 05/15/943 hours $19.50 940522 Sally Rail UFOs OS/22/94 3 hours $19.50 940529 Tom Van Flanderer Astronomy OS/29/943 hours $19.50 940605 DRW Whitfield Polar Shift June 5, 94 3 hours $19.50 940612 Richard Hall UFOs June 12, 94 3 hours $19.50 940619 DDR Chetsno Out of Body 06/19 943 hours $19.50 June 26, 94 3 hours $19.50 940626 Dr. Bruce McCabe UFOs 940703 Michael Linderman Aliens July 3, 94 3 hours $19.50 940710 Richard Hoagland The Moon July 10, 94 3 hours $19.50 940717 Robert Monroe Out of Body 07/17 943 hours $19.50 940724 John Zajic Great Pyramid July 24, 94 3 hours $19.50 07/31 hours $19.50 940731 Linda House UFOs and Aliens 940807 Sean Morton UFOs August 7, 94 3 hours $19.50 940814 John Mack Alien Abductions 08/14/943 hours $19.50 940821 Dr. Carla Turner Alien Abductions 08/21/943 hours $19.50 940828 Kevin Randall Crash at Roswell August 28, 94 3 hours $19.50 940904 Dr. Goldberg Past Life Regression September 4, 94 3 hours $19.50 940911 Ropt Whitfield Planetary Physics September 11, 94 3 hours $19.50 $19.50 940918 David Scotty Life After Death September 18, 94 3 hours 940925 Rich. Boylan Alien Abductions September 25, 94 3 hours $19.50 $19.50 941002 Mark Davenport Time Travel October 2, 94 3 hours Use our convenient order form on page 15 for tap orders. Visa and MasterCard call 1-800-917-4 ART. Or mail check or money order to CBC, 744 East Pine Street Central Point, Oregon, 97502 ANOMALIES Glimpses into the Unknown. Left, Haunted Wine Cellar? The photographer of this Phoenix wine cellar saw nothing unusual, but photo appears to reveal an ethereal presence. 3 crews of carpenters reportedly walked off project during construction due to unusually cold air. Top, creatures from the lagoon. Although no one was present when photographer snapped this Louisiana swamp, right foreground appears to depict several people, each dressed in period costumes circa 1800. Center, alien photo from a scientist in Puerto Rico. After dark page 11 Yenjay behind the scenes. Why we spell dreamland p.a.h.r.u.m.p or, how Pahrump, Nevada became the center of the universe by Alan Corbett President. Chancellor Broadcasting IT was probably back in 1988 when I first discovered Art Bell. I had just relocated to Oregon and, being a complete talk radio fanatic, the first thing I did was to scan the dial. It was during this first scanning episode that I discovered Art's dulcet tones fading in and out of the ether from the giant 50,000-watt KDWN in Las Vegas. I stopped my scanning. I began listening. I liked the show. Admittedly, the Earth did not stop rotating, the mountains did not tumble into the sea, but the sun did come up, and I liked the show. It was different. I tuned in the next night. I still liked the show. About a week into my intern listenership, I began wondering what Art would say about this and that news story that I had heard throughout the day. Then it happened. One night the gods of the atmosphere conspired against me, and a local thunderstorm rendered KDWN non-existent. There was no Art. I tossed and turned. Sleep eluded me. I scanned the radio dial, only to find refeeds of some daytime offering, "Hello Larry, what's your question? We'll be back after these messages," or some boring, totally inadequate substitute for the real thing. This experience made me realize something. I was hooked. I was a bona fide Art Bell addict. No one else would ever do. Many months passed, and one day I was offered the opportunity to visit Las Vegas and actually sit in on Art's show. Seeing Art at work proved to be not only very interesting, it also illustrated to me the unique way he has created such a bond with his audience. Art began his overnight vigil about 1 hour before the start of his show by exchanging greetings and discussing the broadcast log with the on-duty control room operator. He then checked the technical equipment, played a station break, and began setting up for his show. You must understand that at this time, about a half hour before the start of his show, which at that time had thousands of listeners, Art was totally alone, with the exception of my intro. This experience made me realize something. I was hooked. I was a bona fide Art Bell addict. Zion. To complete his solitude, he made certain that all the lights in the offices surrounding the studio/control room were turned off. He also dimmed the lights in the area in which he was working, and hunkered down into his operating position that would have to serve him for the next 5 hours. Art carefully spread out news clippings, magazine articles, handwritten notes, etc., in an orderly chaos all around him. It was very quiet except for the murmuring of KDWN through the station monitor. All the hubbub of the busy workday disappeared in the tranquility of Art's studio. Below us in the casino of the Plaza Hotel, hundreds of slot machines were busily whirring, the multitudes were gathered round the various gaming tables, and the huge room was as bright as day. But just one story above, Art was totally immersed in a solitude of dim lighting, bouncing meters, and a galaxy of broadcast equipment. At about 5 minutes before the top of the hour, Art would check his commercial log for the final time, pour a cup of coffee from the thermos bottle he brought to work each night, and get ready to go into the newscast. As the newscast closed, the telephone lines were already all flashing. After the opening music, Art introduced the show and went into his monologue. I, along with thousands of others, felt then and still feel now that the Art Bell monologue is perhaps the best encapsulation of the day's news events to be broadcast anywhere. When Art opens the telephone lines, the real magic begins. He is totally alone with the caller. He has no other distractions. He is literally dealing with his callers one-on-one. As he doesn't believe in screening calls, there is a freedom on his show that I have never seen duplicated anywhere else. No other talk show host seems to have the ability to bond with his audience that Art does. The entire broadcast comes alive, and that particular night thousands of people all over the western third of the United States were feeling the same thing. When the new Chancellor Broadcasting Company took control of Art's show, there was an old Chancellor Broadcasting. We were faced with many challenges. Perhaps the most significant being that the show used to begin at 1 o'clock every morning in the Pacific time zone. This was clearly too late for a national overnight program, as 1 a.m. in the West is 4 a.m. in the East, too late for an all-night show to start. We knew that we had to adjust it to an earlier beginning. After considerable thought, we decided that the program needed to start at 11 p.m. in the West, which would still give us the majority of the overnight period in the East. Our goal was to serve as many listeners as possible during the live 5 hours of the show. The next problem we faced was that KDWN had other programming commitments at 11 p.m. /After Dark page 12. F11J. And was unable to offer studio time. Now we needed a place to broadcast from. Advice on what to do came fast and furious. Some advised us to seek out one of the large Las Vegas hotels and put in a studio that would accommodate the show and promote the hotel. A plate glass window where passers-by could gaze in at Art was even envisioned. Others said, "Hey, why fool around with any of this? Bring Art to your network headquarters in Medford, Oregon. What could be easier? It's fully equipped and ready to go." I determined that if the magic of the show that Art had worked so hard to create were to remain, then we would leave Art alone. At this juncture, I should explain that Chancellor Broadcasting, through its affiliation with Talk Radio Network, maintains a full technical facility, administrative offices, and an Earth station satellite uplink in Oregon. Anyway, as I was saying, everyone was offering advice, and everyone genuinely felt that they had the perfect solution to all of our problems. This is where the story really gets interesting, because it's at this point that my real genius, and I use the term very loosely, came into play. Remember the old adage, if it ain't broke, don't fix it? I decided, in a sense, to do nothing. Knowing that Art had always wanted to build a studio in his home, in what is quickly becoming one of the country's most famous little towns, Pahrump, located in the depths of the Nevada desert, I decided to do as little as possible and not change the show or the venue any more than absolutely necessary. Had we put Art in some hotel with windows, he would have felt like an animal in a zoo, which would affect the show. On the other hand, had we brought him to Medford, he'd have been working with board operators, multiple distractions, and worst of all, network bureaucrats, which would really affect the feel and texture of the show. Therefore I determined that if the magic of the show that Art had worked so hard to create were to remain, then we would leave Art alone. We decided to build a fully equipped, state-of-the-art, no pun intended, self-contained broadcasting studio in Art Bell's home. In some respects, Art is a bona fide loner, and this would ensure his privacy. The rest's history. I feel we maintain the flavor and intimacy of the program, while tremendously expanding it. We were also able to enter into the new territory of Dreamland. At some time in the future, remind me to tell you about the joys of ordering digital audio service between Pahrump, Nevada and Medford, Oregon. After Dark page 13 short takes bits and JESA's Zero News. On a recent edition of CBS 60 Minutes, former Reagan National Security Advisor Robert McFarlane called Oliver North traitorous and a degenerate liar. "He lies to me, to the Congress, to the President. This is not someone you want in public life," McFarlane told Mike Wallace. McFarlane, who directly supervised North from 1983 to 1985, also lashed out at North in his recent book, Special Trust. In response, North released a transcript from his Iran-Contra trial in which U.S. District Judge Gerhard Gasuda devastatingly questioned McFarlane's credibility. "This man McFarlane has told so many stories since he has been on direct testimony that there isn't any way to know what he believes or what he knows." Interestingly, McFarlane's book, which is considered by many to have been a politically motivated hit piece designed to hurt North Senate race, was co-authored by Zofia Smarge, the wife of the campaign manager for one of North Senate opponents, Marshall Coleman. Was there a cover-up in the mysterious death of former Clinton lawyer Vince Foster? From Dispatch's editor Joseph Farah and investigative reporter Christopher Ruddy comes this bombshell. Former FBI Chief William Sessions has charged in a statement that his firing led to an investigation into Foster's death that was compromised from the beginning. If so, maybe that's why critical evidence about the gun found in Foster's hand has been overlooked. Masoud Ayoub, considered one of the nation's premier experts on guns, lethal force, and their interaction with the human body, offers some explosive analysis of that 1913 Colt revolver. Ayoub examined the gunpowder residues found on Foster's hands, as outlined in the Fisk report. Here's what he concluded: Foster's grip is an extremely unnatural and awkward grasp, totally inconsistent with what both experience and logic show us to expect of a suicidal person with a gun in their hand, directed at themselves. Speaking of guns, according to the recently published book, Stopping Power, Why 70 Million Americans Own Guns by J. Neil Schulman, every 13 seconds an American gun owner uses a firearm in self-defense against a criminal. More vital statistics: American women use handguns 416 times a day in defense against rapists, which is a dozen times more often than rapists use a gun. Also, a gun kept in the home is 216 times as likely to be used in defense against a criminal than it is to cause death of an innocent victim in that household. The book is published by Synapse Centurion Press. The nation's healthcare industry has been spared, for the time being, from a complete socialist takeover via government healthcare reform. But there is still rampant fraud and abuse, about $100 billion annually in America's healthcare delivery system. As reported by the watchdog group Citizens Against Government Waste, a report released recently by Senator William Cohen, R. Maine, details many of the scams being run, including overbilling, billing for phantom services, unbundling, whereby a wheelchair is billed out as its individual component parts, peddling inferior products to patients, upcutting services to win higher reimbursements, paying kickbacks for referrals, falsifying claims, and billing for ghost patients, some of whom are actually dead. Among the horrors included in the report, a pharmaceutical salesman peddled $6 million in expired, mislabeled, unsterile, or second-hand pacemakers over an 8-year period, sometimes providing Hawaiian vacations or prostitutes as kickbacks to cardiologists who agreed to implant the adulterated devices in unsuspecting patients. On raiding his offices, authorities found a number of bloody pacemakers, raising suspicions he was reselling devices surgically removed from other patients or even from corpses. Several Michigan pharmacists obtained large samples of expired drugs and dispensed them, at full cost to Medicare, to nursing home patients. When confronted by a technician, one of the pharmacists stated, "Those people are old, they'll never know the difference, and they'll be dead soon anyway." A clinical psychiatrist in Hawaii was indicted for having sex with some of his patients and billing a federal health plan for the therapy sessions. Doctors in New York recruited drug addicts off the street and billed Medicaid $10 million for conducting unnecessary medical tests on them. President Clinton's decision to take a shower at a Boston hotel during last July's National Governors Conference cost the city an additional $21,000 in police overtime, reports Human Events. It seems Clinton was originally scheduled to split immediately after speaking at the conference, but opted at the last minute to shower at his Park Plaza hotel suite before boarding Air Force One, which, in addition to 85 phones and 14 TVs, is equipped with its own shower facility. Although White House aides declined to explain the president's impromptu decision, officials in the Boston Police Department, which has spent $250,000 since March to protect the first couple and Al Gore, were miffed by his costly change of plans. After dark, page 14, cover story continued, establishment's concern over talk radio awakening the rabble that there are serious moves to cripple talk radio via FCC fairness doctrine regulations. Of course, the establishment media enjoys disparaging talk radio as dominated by radical right-wingers. But the reason there are almost no successful national talk show hosts in the establishment mold has to do with the very nature of talk radio. It is interactive. You can talk back. It seems the establishment media's worldview just doesn't stand up very well to a barrage of response from real Americans. So, for instance, although a harebrained elitist political solution can be artfully presented on TV news, with no opposing viewpoint, and sound fairly credible, on talk radio there is an inherent and overwhelming reality factor. Real people can instantly call up and challenge what is being said. Only solutions that actually make sense and have been proven in the laboratory of life can stand up under the intense heat and light generated by millions of listeners and callers participating in the nation's only interactive news medium. Truly one of the most powerful and profound trends of the 1990s, instant networking is what talk radio is all about. Thanks to satellite technology, the fax machine, the computer networks, and other technical advances, talk radio has made serious inroads into the establishment media's previous information monopoly. Probably the single most important factor affecting the survival of a body politic is reliable information flowing to its member cells, otherwise the body gets sick and dies. If true information is our collective lifeblood, then talk radio arguably is infusing more truth into the nation's member cells than all of the television networks and newspapers combined. Just a few minutes into Art's monologue, the lights start to dance and flash on the phone give the gift that glows after dark. Our dark CAC 744 East Pine Street Central Point or 97502 toll free, 1-800-917-4 Art and I want to subscribe to After Dark. NPLEASE send a gift subscription /Tapisto, 01 year $29.95 02 years $57.90 03 years $85.85 to address, City, Fro M161 Foot 61 V111 Camplel 8 LHL State, Zip State, .zlp section, address, City, I want to order tapes #price total After Dark page J The night was never so good. Art Bell sponsors C. Crane Company 1-800-522-8863 Communications Equipment Absolutely Fresh Flowers 1-800-562-6438 Farm Fresh Carnations Port Chatham 1-800-872-5666 Gourmet Smoked Seafood Electronic Defense Systems 1-800-999-9867 Personal Defense Products North American Trading 1-800-877-9799 Gold and Silver Investments Magnaflow MF Water Conditioners 1-800-400-1999 Space Age Magnetic Water Conditioners International Power Foods 1-800-717-HOPE Alpine Air Purifiers Future Technologies 1-800-551 Exam Future Test, Exams on Software and Books The Gold Rose Company 1-800-458-7134 Real Roses Covered in 24-Karat Gold Gun Owners of America 1-800-450-GUNS Membership Made in Arizona 1-870 Salsa Gift Packaged Bottled Salsa The Tester Corporation 1-800-228-3991 UFO Plastic Model John Fullenwider 1-800-308-4565 Pycnogenol Homestead Foods 1-808-838-3132 Alpine Air Gourmet Reserves, Food Systems, AIDLAFTE Bank as thinking people from coast to coast eagerly join the proceedings. All the distractions and worries of the day are gone. The slick marketing disguised as TV news is over, most of it anyway. It's a different world now. The lines are jammed, as this independent talk show host broadcasting from the desert welcomes 3 million listeners and callers to another family gathering where, together, they investigate, challenge, and contemplate this and other worlds. Whether it's on Coast to Coast AM or his highly successful spin-off show, Dreamland, Art Bell's programs are always on the cutting edge. Art Bell loves the nighttime. There are no distractions, only essentials, and thus Bell is free to bond with his audience, even to bond with the technical equipment that so fascinates him. Indeed, Bell himself is rather like a finely tuned radio instrument, a receiver, transmitter, and desk rambler for real Americans. 15 Art Nostradamus Bell predicts earthquake R, October 4, 1994, 2:06 a.m. It's a very strange night, and I'm afraid I'm going to add to it, announced a somewhat agitated Art Bell right after the 2 a.m. news break on Coast to Coast AM. There has been a major solar flare. We're in the middle of major solar flare conditions right now. During much of that evening's program, Art had been receiving calls from listeners confessing an uneasy feeling that something was about to happen. There are two things that I believe are connected to solar flares, Art continued. One is human behavior. A lot of people believe that. But I have always been of the opinion that when we have major solar flare activity, we also have earthquake activity. I've noted this over the years. Within a very short time of having a major flare, we have had earthquake activity. For the remainder of the show, callers jokingly referred to their host as Art Nostradamus Bell. A few hours later there was a massive 8.2 earthquake off the northeast coast of Japan, one of the most powerful in that nation's history. A warning for tsunamis, or seismic waves, was issued for much of the Pacific Rim, including the west coast of the United States, causing public schools to be closed and coastal areas evacuated in Hawaii. Amazingly, with the exception of 16 deaths in Russia's nearby Kuril Islands, there were few serious casualties. Art later discussed his prediction with After Dark. I've been a ham radio operator for many years, since I was 12 years old. So for years I have monitored our solar conditions. I began to connect, in my mind, major flares and earthquakes. We'd get a flare, and within 12 to 18 hours we'd get a big earthquake. Not always, but more times than not. I began watching it carefully over the years. The morning of this prediction, two things happened. 1. A zillion people in the audience were calling in and saying they had a feeling of impending occurrence, or even impending doom. 2. About halfway through the show, I got a report that we were having a massive solar flare, so massive that it was actually affecting the propagation of many of the radio stations that I am on. I put that together with the massive flare report and my years of correlating these with earthquakes, as well as my gut feelings that night and those expressed by the callers. And I said that I thought there was going to be an earthquake, a big one, within hours, days at the most. It's weird to stick your neck out like that, says Art, but I really felt it was going to happen. J21TIAAFTER bulk rate US postage DL paid permit number 348 Medford, or DARC CBC 744 East Pine Street Central Point, or 97502-J1, I /12 do not read until after dark.